Good morning, everyone. Happy Father's Day. Happy Single Mother's Day. Hope everyone is doing well.
Church. Sometimes I get stoned in my backyard, lay off in the tall grass so my view is the stars. I think about nothing, get to clear my thoughts from all the thunder and lightning, so I feel a spark. Sometimes I get higher than the Colorado Rockies, hoping that the county sheriff don't stop me. Like Charlie Daniels said, you shouldn't smoke at dough. But damn it, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert. I'm a beat up door, arm hanging out the window, smiling away, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone. Smoke rolling round the cab with the dome light on, looking like a stage for a Leonard Skinner song. Hanging out with Mary Jane, but she's making the time go slow. Making memories with my buddies through the thick green smoke, puff passing out the windows of my old Tahoe. Lifted so damn high I can't come down, driving under the listening to the humming of the 44. Sounding like a concert, I'm a beat up door. Arm hanging out the window, smiling away. Smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke that dope. Hell, I can't help, I love rolling stone. Yeah, I love rolling stone. There ain't nothing like the swaying of a windy back road, baked up like a barn full of tobacco. I know Jesus drank wine, but I bet he wouldn't mind sitting with me in my Chevy, passing around a few times with the windows rolled down, the radio up, sweet tea full in our solo cups, listening to the humming of the 44s. Like a concert out my beat up door. Arm hanging out the window, smiling away. Smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Oh, Willie said there's not nothing wrong with smoking dope. So light one up and let's go rolling stone. So pass me that and let's start rolling stone.
All right, enough of that. We got nobody listening. We got nobody in the chat. That's because everybody is in line at the sock department doing their last minute Father's Day shopping. I already know. So no problem, no problem. I get it. We'll wait for people to get back with their Walmart socks and their handkerchiefs and their ties or whatever they're buying their dad. I'm just going to start. Somebody might be watching this on the replay. I probably have like 3 people that watch my show on the replay, if that, but that's okay. I think Sweet Tea is one of them. Hello, Sweet Tea, if you're watching this on the replay. Kanye West talking about Jared Kushner being Trump's Mossad handler, and this was in 2022.
And then after talking to them and really sitting with Jared and sitting with Josh and finding out other pieces of information, I was like, wow, these guys might have really been holding Trump back and being very much a handler right then. They love to just look at me or look at Trump like we're so crazy and that they're the businessmen. So when I think about all of these things that Jared, somehow doesn't get enough credit for with his work, and what is it, his work in Israel or his work in Palestine? What is this? You know where he made these peace treaties? Where was that? Do you know the facts on this right here? So I'm like...
I think that was between Israel and some of the Arab nations.
I just think it was to make money. I don't know. Is that too heavy-handed to put on this platform?
No, that's your opinion. We're not in the censorship business.
Okay, thank you. And I just think that that's what they're about, is making money. I don't think that they have the ability to make anything on their own. I think they're born into money. And for me, as a maverick and a talent and a person that's been, beat, kicked, lost everything, sad to have lost my mind, went from pull myself up by my boots don't have straps on them, but I say pull myself up from my boots to becoming a multi-billionaire that gets the price every year of my net worth goes down every year on Forbes. They just keep on slowly just taking it down every year. It's like really a weird thing. But as a person that has really built something from nothing, when I sit across the table from a Josh Kushner and he just feels so entitled to that idea, and this person has never brought anything of value other than so-called being a good venture capitalist, I have a major issue with that. And it makes me feel like they weren't serving my boy, Trump, the way we could have, because, Trump wanted nothing but the best for this country. And it doesn't, like, Moses stuttered. And saying God is not always going to bring the most perfect personality. A lot of times, the most fake people, their job is talking and making people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and the realest people are going to make you feel uncomfortable at first.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye is, I mean, they did such a good job of making him sound crazy. But I mean, they do the same thing with Candace Owens. They do the same thing with anybody that has got anything to say against the establishment. And Charlie Kirk said it best. Where's that video at? Right here. This is what happens, including to him. He was talking about himself too.
There's only a few of us that actually play offense. James O'Keefe plays offense. Yeah. But what happened to him? What happened? Yeah. They removed him from his organization. He's under criminal investigation by the FBI and the Westchester DA. Steve Bannon plays offense. He's going to go to federal prison next month. Tucker Carlson plays offense. They took him off air. Any player that plays, Donald Trump plays offense. He's facing 600 years in federal prison. That's why we don't play offense.
Yep, you play offense and they killed you. And your wife is in on it. So, and Kanye played offense, and that's what happened to him. They just, you know, they make you sound crazy. And people are so stupid out there that they will believe whatever is on Fox News. That's the one place that everybody gets their fucking information from, is Fox News, that's the problem. Sven, hello. Happy Father's Day. I'm not sure if you're a father or not. I just assume you are, but hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I just got done watching a Kanye West video talking about Jared Kushner being Trump's handler way back in the day. Call him out for making money. He was spot on then. He's spot on now. Denmark always celebrate Father's Day on a fixed date, no matter the day it is. I like that. Father's Day is such a shitty holiday in America because, well, number one, they've destroyed the family unit on purpose, and so they don't build up fathers. They build up, feminism in men, and they call it toxic masculinity. Now they're having I've seen, when is it? Within the next couple days, I think it's next weekend. They're having this huge celebration for Pride. It's like this yacht, this cruise ship they're taking out here in Seattle, and drag queen festivals, all this bullshit. Get the fuck out of there with that bullshit. June 5th, okay. Yeah, here it's just we got Juneteenth, and it's the first day of summer today on Father's Day, and yeah, it's not celebrated. I went out yesterday evening and advertised for Father's Day. And I already knew it was going to be like this, so I was not disappointed. It's slower than a normal day, Father's Day. They're not buying nothing for their father, you know. It's the day after your birthday. So I'm going back out this morning and try again. I had at least one person said that they were going to come out there. So it is what it is. It's a nice day anyway. What else do we got here? Mom Domney. Not a fan of Mom Domney. And I know that I don't know if he considers himself a Democrat or he's like a Democrat socialist or what his deal is. But anybody that speaks against AIPAC, I'm willing to listen to what they have to say.
For whom the only thing more frightening than democracy being allowed to run its course is an end to genocide and Netanyahu's wars. They move millions in dark money to accomplish a single goal: to preserve their power so that they can turn us against one another, instead of our leaders turning towards the moral change we all know to be necessary. In a politics that for too long has asked working people to lower their expectations, to settle for less, to become satisfied with small victories while our wages grow even smaller and our costs grow even larger. To resign ourselves to resignation, to accept the unacceptable. In the wealthiest city, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, we need not live in fear of monsters any longer.
I don't know, guys. I mean, it's a lot to unpack with Mom Domney and who he truly represents, but I'll just say facts. This is just a fact. He will run for president and more than likely will become president of the United States. That is a fact. Whether he actually does become president, who's to say? But he is definitely going to be who they push on that side. I mean, that guy has more swag than Obama and all of them put together. Obama thought he had some swag and people power. This guy is off the charts, man. And even though, he's whatever he is, Democrat, socialist, communist, I don't know exactly what he represents. He's got what it takes to be president. I see it happening. And he's got the people to back him too. Especially if he does good with New York. He's got some work to do. But he's off to a good start with a lot of people by pushing back against AIPAC, because that is the Israeli terrorist organization that hijacked our government, TPUSA is an extension of that, TPUSA exists because they're of their donor money. They're not out there generating any money. TPUSA, it's all given to them by these donors, and these donors suck our money out, our taxpayer money. It's that AIPAC organization. They're the ones that, every politician has to be a member of AIPAC, basically, if you want it, or you're not getting nowhere. It's just how it works. Anyway, that's Mom Domney. Pete Hegseth is just in total meltdown mode, blaming the press.
Because you, and I mean specifically you, the press, specifically you, the press corps, because you cheer against Trump so hard. It's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump. Because you want him not to be successful so bad, you have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes. You have to hope maybe they weren't effective. Maybe the way the Trump administration has represented them isn't true. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
This guy is something else, man. He's been exposed for so long now. He's just such a puppet, It's just unbelievable, the characters that they put into the government, man.
How many stories have been written about how hard it is to, fly a plane for 36 hours? Has MSNBC done that story? Has Fox? Have we done the story how hard that is? Have we done it 2 or 3 times so that American people understand how difficult it is to shoot a drone from an F-15 or 16 or F-22 or F-35? Or what it's like to man a Patriot battery? Or how hard it is to refuel midair? Giving the American people an understanding of how complex and sophisticated this mission really was. There are so many aspects of what our...
Dude, we don't care how complex the mission was. You don't have to, it's not the media. We don't, it's not, I mean, this fucking guy, man. We don't care how complex the mission was, Pete. Okay? We don't want to be there. You're not going to pump us up with your fucking Top Gun videos and your fucking JFK speeches. It's not going to work. We don't want to be in Iran. Okay? We hate Israel. We hate you. Patty, hello. How are you? Let the complaints commence. Yes. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Yeah, we don't care about the mission details, dude. We hate your fucking guts. We want you to go to prison, and we just cannot wait for you to shut the fuck up. Mission details. Patty, he's blaming the press for being manipulative and not covering how hard it is for an F-35 to shoot down a drone because he's blaming the press for manipulating our minds into being against this war.
Our brave men and women did that because of the hatred of this press corps are undermined because your people are trying to leak and spin that it wasn't successful. It's irresponsible. And folks in this room are privy to that information because of
it's irresponsible. And remember, this is the guy that comes from Fox News, Zion Network. Irresponsible, huh? Top Gun videos, they always think that. Exactly. Yep. The proud, the few, the Marines, all those commercials. Fuck that shit. Everybody should just be on pause with the military and sending our kids to just a fucking slaughterhouse. Come to find out, our military is just a bunch of dirty motherfuckers right now. The people that run it. Let's finish this one out.
The proximity here in the Pentagon. It's an important responsibility. And time and time again, classified information is leaked or peddled for political purposes to try to make the president look bad. And what's really happening is you're undermining the success of incredible B-2 pilots and incredible F-35 pilots and incredible refuelers.
No, you're not. The press is not undermining them. We have total respect for our pilots and our military service men and women. My daughter, her Aunt Lori, is the same rank as Tulsi Gabbard. I think it's Colonel Major or it's something like that. They just had a big ceremony for her last year. It's a huge deal. There's only a few women in the military that are at that rank. I have huge respect for the military. That's not what this is. What we don't respect is how you're using the military. The people in charge of the military are just, they're using our military to rape and pillage the Middle East for the Greater Israel Project. That's what we're against, stone cold. And it doesn't matter who talks about what or how much you tell us about it, Pete. We're not for that. Period. Full stop. And you know that. But he's part of the Zion Network. I mean, it's kind of like listening to if we could hear Hitler talk in English, which they do translate that. I mean, that's the vibe I get when I hear this guy talk. But Hitler without power, like a Hitler puppet. Like he's sitting, this guy, Hitler has his hand at Pete Hegseth's ass and is talking for him. I think, if that's what it would be like.
Incredible air defenders who accomplished their mission, set back a nuclear program in ways that other presidents would have dreamed. How about we celebrate that? How about we talk about how special America is, that we have these capabilities?
And it looks like he has a hand up his butt when he's just standing there, before he starts talking.
I think it's too much to ask, unfortunately, for the fake news. So we're used to that. But we also have an opportunity to stand at the podium and read the truth of what's really happening. And the reality is, you want to call it destroyed, you want to call it defeated, you want to call it obliterated, choose your word. This was an historically successful attack, and we should celebrate it as Americans. And it gives us a chance to have peace, chance to have a deal, and an opportunity to prevent a nuclear Iran, which is something President Trump talked about for 20 years.
So let me get this straight. In order to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon, we triple tap school children, kill 270 schoolgirls, in 3 different strikes. First one killed a few, wounded a bunch. They moved them to a prayer hall. They hit that and killed a bunch of them. And that's when like all the first responders and the parents come. And then they did it again. 3 times they hit that school. And they did that because they just want to just like, could you imagine if they did that here? All of a sudden there's like some high school graduation ceremony and everybody dies at the graduation ceremony. Fuck that, man. What's up, Magooch? Happy Father's Day. I really think all it takes for Trump to place someone in office is looks. Yeah. Yep. Has a lot to do with it. Come to find out that there's a direct pipeline between the most coveted seats in news, which pay big money, and the high-level government cabinet spots, right? Pam Bondi wanted to be Fox News. You got Laura Trump now. It's like that's why Sean Hannity left the Catholic Church, because his girlfriend is a Zionist and she's on Fox News. That's for the people that worship the ball or whatever all that nonsense is. That's like the top of the pyramid for those people. Funk that, right? We were at the complaint department. Yep. I can't stay on too long. So we're going to cram all these complaints into a short amount of time. And we got a bunch of them. But he is just.
Because you, and I mean specifically you,
because you guys, it's your fault. No, it's not, dude. I said a long time ago, I feel like a complete idiot. Even, like with the Kash Patel and Pete Hegseth. I mean, just a complete, I should have known better, So I stayed out of politics for so long. And then, you jump in it thinking you know something. Oh, yeah, these guys are going to fuck, man. Never going to do that again. This guy, a reporter completely embarrasses Trump's Senate candidate, Michael Whatley from Carolina. He doesn't even know who the Carolina players are.
I saw you post.
Which probably means he's a Jewish Zionist.
I saw you post about the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yep.
Who are your 3 favorite Hurricanes players?
I think we like them all.
Don't have a favorite player?
Look, I think that's a team that's loaded. They're playing offense really well. I'm excited about how they do.
And what about the graphic that was created yesterday? How'd that come about?
That's just a graphic that we created.
You use AI for the graphic.
Yeah,
was that
we did.
intentional? And can you talk about that as far as like the Kings and using their name or whatever, if there's any kind of issue there?
Well, look, I want to see the Carolina Hurricanes win. I think it's absolutely great for the state, and I think it's fun that they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. And we did use AI.
Last chance for you name
Thanks,
one
guys.
Hurricanes
Appreciate it
player.
very much. Thanks, guys.
So I don't know the whole story, but this guy, they use an AI flyer or something for the Carolina Panthers, or was it the Panthers or whoever it was, or it was college team or whoever it was, and he can't name 3 players, and he's running for Senate. It's like, so you're going to just not give the players credit, and you're just going to use the AI? That's just weird. The whole thing, we need to quit with the whole fucking AI when it comes to like real people in sports. You know what I mean? You got to draw the lines. I don't know how to say that. Bambi, hello, good morning. What's on the docket for today? Complaints. Just complaints. How was the recital? I stepped away in case you already... the recital was awesome. Went to my granddaughter's ballet recital yesterday. I dressed up, went and got her flowers. It was hot. It was funny. There was like people arguing in front of us. An old lady and 2 old ladies were arguing about, I guess before I got there, one of them asked one to move over 2 seats for the rest of their family, and she refused, and they were bitching at each other all the way till it was over. Like, good Lord. But it was awesome. They were so cute. there was 15 different little groups of kids that came out there, and she was all dressed up, and I gave her the flowers. Her uncle Michael was there too, gave her flowers. Grandma was there, so it was fun. We're gonna go out to dinner tonight somewhere. So she was happy. It turned out really, really good. My daughter was stressed out. But, just our run of the meal complaints. Yes, I don't get how any of these people are able to run for anything. They just get put in there, you know. And a perfect example is when Thomas Massey in, I don't know if that was Georgia or where he was running. He got beat by a guy that nobody even knew who it was. And it was because, you know, he just supports the gang. He's part of the, you know, the group, the takeover group. So, yeah, but the internet always wins. And this is why it's so easy to expose these people, and why the people that the most evilest, crookedest people, you will never know who they are, and they'll never go on camera. This is exactly why, because they're scared to death of being exposed. And it's so easy to expose them. You know, the internet always wins. You can't come on here every day and start running your mouth and saying you're this, you're that. Oh, and then somebody asks you a few questions and you just fall apart and run away off camera? What? Come on, bro. And you want to run for office? It's a rough world out here, brother. If you can't answer a question like that, you know, if I was him, I'd go fucking look those names up real quick. That's what I'd do. You know, think before you fucking do shit. You know, in anybody that thinks that guy is, you know, this guy, who knows who he is, just fucking absolute garbage pail, whoever he is. You could tell. Go straight to the politician mode. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but a while back, a couple weeks ago, what's his name? Oliver, the guy with the bowl cut, Oliver Tree. He died in a helicopter crash. This is him in 2023. They went he went on a 7-day expedition to Antarctica.
So this is one of the things I came here to research, which is the alien bases.
We saw UAP.
UAPs we've seen UFOs, we've seen a wide range of things. We've seen ones that were very long, more like a missile, and we've seen ones that are more circular.
And so I don't know if we're going to chalk this guy up. I never knew. This is what bothers me about the world today and the deep state and talking out your ass and all this kind of stuff. Okay. I had no clue who this guy was. I never heard of Oliver Tree, not even one time before he died. Not once. I had no fucking clue who he was. So to even talk about this guy, half my brain thinks that he may not even be real. Because I mean, half these fucking people that just come out of nowhere sometimes, I feel like they're not even fucking real. They're just an AI creation. Who fucking knows? But we're just going to go with the fact that he's real. Maybe you guys knew who he was before he died. You know, we've seen all these scientists that come up missing. They don't know what happened to them. You know, the one lady says she's hiking with her friend and she turns around, the other person's gone. You know, they just disappear in the middle of the fucking forest and shit. And it's always the people that are working on pedophile documentaries or UFO alien documentaries. Those are the people that go missing too. You know, or end up dead. Paul Walker, Anne Hesh. There was the Anthony Bourdain. I mean, there's a list of them. So, Patty had never heard of him either. So, you know, I'm real careful about just, you know, even spending too much time on something like this, because the whole thing could just be bullshit. You know, that's crazy to say that, but who knows? I mean, he obviously he had to have been somebody. Otherwise, everybody would be saying, we never heard of this guy. I mean, but he's also on video saying that he was getting ready to leave Atlanta Records. And I played that video. I don't know if you guys seen that, but see if I can find the video real quick.
I just got word that my album is no longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled, and I'm parting ways with Atlantic Records. Behind the scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records, and they don't seem to remember that. I have gotten no support. They forgot to ingest multiple songs into the system, which means the songs didn't come out. I had a Valentine's Day breakout song that didn't even get released.
So he, more than likely it has something to do with that, of why he was in this mysterious helicopter crash. I think if we're ever going to solve any problems in this world, as long as we have these secret organizations and these mobs, the mafias that exist in Hollywood and the music and all that they do literally go around and kill these artists, until that gets uncovered, which it never will. Dude, we're always going to have this fucking bullshit. You have the deep state, and the people that really run this country are in bed with all of that shit. That's how they control everybody, like for real. If you step out of line, Charlie Kirk, I don't know why they made that so public, but I mean, there's so many people like the scientists and stuff like that. We hear about them because there's only so many scientists, but there's probably an entire level of people that get fucking taken out, that they're not even important enough to even make the news. Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you're not even gonna. We don't hear about everybody that dies. So, I mean, that's completely obvious because we don't even know about people that are like famous, like Oliver Tree, until they shove it down their throat. And what the weird thing is about these stories, this is why I even rant about something like this, is because the question becomes, let's say that it is suspect. Why are they pushing it so hard? It is so easy for X, for example. If they don't want you to see something, they can bury an algorithm. No problem. If they don't want you to hear a story, they'll bury it. So the question is always, why do they want you to know? If it's suspect, why are they telling you? You know what I mean? Is it a threat to somebody else, or who knows? We're going to move on. We'll move on. This guy says, and this is just, it doesn't always, like Magooch said on Thindu's show the other day, it's always politics with Osada, he says. I wanted to jump up on the panel and grab Magooch and Thindu at the same time and bonk their heads together. What do you mean it's always politics? Well, I do talk a lot of politics lately, but it's not really politics. I could care less about politics. It's the state of the world, and it's the people that are fucking us over. If we could get past that, then by all means, the people, I could care less about politics. I just can't get past it right now. That wasn't me, Osada. My gosh. It was on Thindu show. You go, it's always politics with Osada or something like that. I'm just joking though. But I do. I mean, but my political view is just, it gets to the point now where it's like, it's just a broken system, man. I want these people to pay. I want them to pay, and I want them to pay severely. It was See No Evil, the motherfucker. Magooch says he likes to listen to politics. Maybe it was See No Evil. What was I just gonna say? I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. Anyway, let's play this video right here. Oh yeah, so this is politics, but there's a point to it. It's just something in this that we need to know.
The issue is what you referred to earlier, which is there are a lot of Democrats who agree with Ben Shapiro. Today Adam Schiff came out and basically was complaining that Trump, quote unquote, capitulated, that this is a horrible deal. The Democratic Party is filled with AIPAC loyalists. They're led in the Senate by Chuck Schumer, who absolutely wants this war to continue. And that's the pressure that Trump is going to be facing. If this is a real intent to stop this war, either permanently or into the near future, which is the pro-Israel lobby does not take losses, certainly not without nuclear bombs being launched. And they have both parties, not just the neocon right, led by people like Mark Levin and
Lindsey Graham
and Mike Huckabee and Ben Shapiro. They have all those AIPAC wars in the Democratic Party as well, and both of them are going to close in around Trump and Vance in order to claim that they surrendered to Iran. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, let me just say this one thing. The issue is what you were.
I wasn't even paying attention to what he said. I was looking something up. The moral of the story is that we're not going to vote ourselves out of anything because they're all in bed together. And, I think a lot of Americans, including myself, as many times as I've said, and this is what I hate about how, it's just ingenious the way that they go about doing things, the government. AIPAC. I've said AIPAC 100 times, 1,000 times, and I don't know what it stands for until just now because I looked it up. I looked it up once before and then I forgot because it's such a nonsensical acronym. Your brain doesn't want to process it, but it stands for American Israel Public Affairs Committee. American Israel, what is that? Why is American Israel the biggest? What does that even mean? It should be the IFA, Israel Fucks Americans. Israel Fucks America. The IFA is back on stage again. The IFA is, if they just change it to the IFA, that's what we're going to change it to, the IFA. Israel Fucks America people want this person to be senator. It would be so easy for us to say, oh, fuck that guy, as opposed to AIPAC. So it's the Israel Fucks America, the IFA. Oh, that guy's IFA. Well, fuck him. You know what I mean? Instead of AIPAC. Like, what does AIPAC stand for? Animals Protection Agency. Oh, that's good. That must be good. That's like, the World Wildlife Foundation. I'll donate to them. You know what I mean? They need to call it what it is. Homicidal pedophile maniacs. Oh, okay, yeah. No, we won't vote for them. Osada dropped a link. I have something in politics from last night. And honestly, I don't blame him. He brought up some good points. My 21-year-old hates Israel. It's funny. All right, 1 sec, my gooch. We gotta make it kind of quick though, because I don't have too much time here. But bam, yep. Hating the Israel government does not mean we are anti-Semitic. No, it doesn't. No, that's a gaslighting technique. And that's why they're so good at gaslighting, is because if you study the story, the real story of Sigmund Freud and what he was all about, he was the guy that they brought in. What's up, Magooch?
What's going on?
How you doing, sir? Happy
Not
Father's Day.
bad. How's everything? Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. You as well. Doing well.
Listen, you remember I've been telling you that a guy that used to work for me got involved in politics and wound up getting elected and holds a big position now on Long Island,
Okay.
And it just so happens he called me last night to wish me a happy Father's Day, and just small talk, because I won't talk to him on the phone about anything, but he had to talk to me about something important that he's getting threatened over.
Oh, no.
People, they in other words, he's almost like the last say in Suffolk County as far as anything that has to do with big ventures and big buildings going up.
Okay.
So they want to put like almost like what they have in the city in Manhattan, an expo center out on Long Island. But meanwhile, there's plenty of space already that things like the Nassau Coliseum, that's not being used for other than bullshit concerts and stuff like that because the island is already moved, you know?
Right.
But it's just, there's so much money these people have and they just want to just take land and put buildings up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So some people came forward and they have, I forget how many hundreds of millions that they want to put up this building in Suffolk County. And they said, listen, they showed proof of funds as far as for the start of this, maybe 300 million they showed. He says, absolutely not. He says, it's not going to happen. What they want to do is they want to change everything into in other words, you see what Steve Cohen did, his idea by in Queens with the Mets. Eventually, he's going to get a casino over there. But where Citibank Stadium is,
right?
You know, because he's building up all around there, restaurants. That used to be the slums in Queens over there. That was all junkyards and just bad hangouts by Citi Field, and it's desolate now. It's just getting ready to get going. He's building like a city in a city over there, you know.
Right.
And their idea is, you know, to do something like that on Long Island, in other words, eventually to get a casino out there, which they already have. They have Jake's 58. That's right off the Long Island Expressway, but it's not a big place, Jake's 58, you know?
Right.
So he says that he put a denial on this, you know, this whole thing, because it includes a lot of apartments. You know, and what happens when you start building apartments, it starts bringing in, you know, lower income people and lower, you know, things like that over there. Like I don't know if you're familiar with Patchogue. Patchogue was very nice. It's down by the water. And they built a ton of apartments over there. And Patchogue became it's a big hangout now, Patchogue, you know? It turned into a family spot, to a big, you know, drug riddled and hangout and bars and restaurants, you know?
Right.
So these people have been sending, it's about 2 weeks now, they've been sending him threats through somebody.
Oh, wow.
You know, politically, you know, we're gonna take care of you. You're not getting away with this.
Yeah, that's a rough one, because they'll, you know, when you say that, I mean, they'll put people in prison. They'll do whatever
anything they don't care.
No, they
They don't, you know.
Yeah, that's the big boys game, big boys playground right there, you know.
Exactly. And he's got a really good name and a really good reputation on Long Island for the people. He's very for the people, you know.
Right.
But that, you know, after he's only been in 6 years and he's got a really good reputation. But when certain people get their hands on you, a lot of that changes.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. I mean, and if you don't, you know, like some people, like Trump, you know, he's very well connected. He knows a lot of people, but if you're not running with the right people, you don't even know what you're up against with those threats, man.
Right. Exactly. That's what Osada, that's another thing I asked him. I go, what do you think in your mind? What do you think what happened to this guy? Like, was it the Epstein files that made this guy turn and go with them, you know? Because he was totally against all that. You know, if anything, he was going after all those people.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, he made this right turn, and he's with them. You know, going over, starting this war for no reason over there.
And now he's slowly pivoting back the other way.
Exactly. Exactly. He thinks it's more involved with this, with the Epstein files, you know. He said it's deeper than you think with this.
Yeah. Oh no, it is really, it connects everything in the world, really.
Yeah.
How big
a lot of foreign leaders, a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize the level of deceit and just how far down this goes. I mean, it goes to people that we don't even know. You know, it's going to bring out names that the public doesn't even know. That's one
Exactly,
of the
yeah.
So like the Rothschilds and these high level people that really run the governments and stuff.
Right, and the stuff is bad stuff, you know.
Horrible. And we don't even. That's the thing too. We don't even know what that even means. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
It's crazy to even think about.
He was saying that the stuff in there is so it's probably so bad that people can't even imagine that these things could take place.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we're not going to be able to handle it. You know, they say that a lot of people that go into the CIA and the FBI that try to track those people, it doesn't end well for them because it psychologically messes them up.
Yeah.
To even have to look at that shit.
Exactly.
It's bad, man. Fuck. But what are you going to do, you know? I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of it.
No, definitely not. This is all, it's so far hidden now. You know, who knows? Maybe in 50 years something will come out.
Yeah, you know, we could just only hope that there really is a God that's going to help us one day if I can get through all of this, you know?
But you think now, Assad, you think he's pushing back on all this?
Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. In fact, I have a video where he's saying that Obama committed treason, and you know, so he's. I can't say anything about the Epstein files, but I could just say that I see him slowly pivoting back to the old Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's got a long way to go still. As far as the Epstein files, I'm going to say no, because he doesn't have any more power after this next election, the midterms.
Right.
He's in his lame duck period. We're toast as far as that goes.
Now, what does that have to do with it, the midterms? Because he's not going to get elected again. You know what I'm saying? He can't run again, right?
No, it has to. I think it has to do with the majority switching over from the GOP to the Democrats.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So now he can't get anything accomplished. You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna stonewall everything he does. So it's like it doesn't matter anymore.
In other words, the Democrats will be in charge then. They'll hold the higher hands.
They had these first 2 years to get everything done, and he didn't do nothing. You know,
right?
He did a lot, but he did a lot for his.
He did a lot for people with money, with wealth.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, and you know, I mean, the gas prices are so much higher now than they were when this all started. You know.
Yeah.
And for the poor people like me, like we only got so many things. We don't care about too many things in life. You know what I mean? It's when you can't afford to even live. You know what I mean? You can't give somebody credit for a lot of things. You know, like it's like, dude, you know what I mean? Like he's not in good standings with the normal American.
I told you, I even see it with deliveries that we get. You know, at the farm. You know, like even with the hay and stuff like that. It's it's gone up at least 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like a thing of hay, let's just say it's $20. It's $30 now. When I got the bill, I was looking, I'm going, but how many bales did I get, you know?
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know how we're going to be able to sustain, you know. I mean, we hopefully Trump is a businessman, you know. I mean, I don't know. All we can do is just hope. I wish I had a better outlook, but I just don't, you know. It's not good. It's not what we voted for.
I tell you, but what do you call it? They love that. What's his name down here? The governor. They love him down here. DeSantis is like a god over here.
Yeah, but you know, that's just a red flag to me. I don't know DeSantis, but I'm pretty sure he's a Jewish Zionist too, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't know too much about him. I just know, like I said, I know they love him.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I don't know. I'd have to look into him a little bit. more. I know we're not voting our way out of this anytime soon. You know,
I know. Last week on Things News, Noel said he says he thinks it's going to be DeSantis and Rubio.
Yeah, no, that's probably accurate. You know, I mean, Rubio is definitely not the guy we want because he's just going to pull us straight back into that war immediately.
Right.
I don't know. I wish I had better answers. It's just it doesn't look good for America right now. That's for damn sure. But hopefully, with we just have to somehow get away from Israel. That's the whole problem.
Didn't he hate Rubio? He used to make fun of Rubio, right?
Oh, yeah, Rubio's on video talking mad shit about it. They all are. JD Vance, they all hated him at one point, every last one of them. And that's kind of the red flag that one of the first red flags was like, wait a minute, why do all these people that hate him, like Lindsey Graham, now
they're all tight with him now?
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. This is why I can't believe that. I was never knew anything about politics. Nothing.
Me neither. And I know why now too, because it is totally true that presidents are not elected; they're selected, and it's an auction that goes to the highest bidder, because it really is those lobbyist groups that control everything.
Sada, when does that election happen for that nut job in Colorado?
I think in November.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check.
Is there anything going on with him, that screwball?
I think he's taken a break from November 3rd. He's taken a break from the media for a second just because he just ruined. Every time he talks, he just gets worse and worse.
That black girl took him apart.
Candace? Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
she's really good.
She's the best. Yeah, she's coming out with another banger interview here pretty soon.
But they'll wind up getting to her. She'll disappear, this one.
Well, somebody put out a tweet a couple of days ago saying that Candace's family contacted her and wanted to regretfully inform her that Candace had been killed. And
wow.
And, this came out on X, and then everybody was attacking that chick, and that chick's like, hey, somebody hacked my account, which is more than likely. Yeah. And then, somebody hacked DC's account at the White House and made it look like him and Eric Trump were trying to figure out which fight was rigged to bet on. So there's been some weird stuff like that going on lately too,
Yeah, I don't know. She's one of those people that you could see. I mean, not that I want to see something happen to this girl, but all these people, they disappear. They're sick all of a sudden, or something going on.
Well, as much as I love Candace, and I always say this, I think that she's the most important person of the 21st century. I believe that, but at the same time, there's a little part of me that believes that this entire thing, including her, is part of a bigger psyop to control.
Right.
It's like controlled opposition, like this whole Charlie. Because one of the main questions would be, if they did want to get rid of Charlie Kirk, why did they do it so publicly?
Right.
And then if you follow the case closely, it doesn't matter if it's Candace or Sean Ryan or whoever's investigating it. There's these red flags that pop up every now and then. That to me, it just doesn't sit well. It's like, wait a minute, something's not right here. But what are you going to do? I mean, the world is the way it is.
Yeah.
There's levels.
Unbelievable.
There's always levels to everything. And you just never know what's what. Grateful. Hello. Good morning.
Go ahead. Do your show. Drop me down.
Yeah. Thanks, Magooch, for coming up.
Happy Father's Day.
You as well. Appreciate you coming up.
Thank you.
All right. I'll get you out of here.
All right.
I don't want to ban you. I was just going to kick you. Here we go. All right, there goes Magooch. Thanks for coming up. Thank you for saying Happy Father's Day. Grateful. Hope you're doing good. Gotta go. Much love. See you, Bambi, she says. All right. Let's go take over Colorado. Yep, we mentioned Colorado and Grateful shows up. We just brought up Victor Marks for a second. JD Vance. JD Vance is, they're kind of, this is like, just more of the tactics of the government, it seems like. They're pushing JD Vance away from Trump. And, this is just kind of him talking. Let's listen to him talk real quick.
Do you have any immediate plans to join Jared and Steve?
Yeah, I expect that I will leave sometime the next couple of days, but it's always a delicate coordination dance and the diplomatic protocols. I got to be honest with you, I don't really understand these things. I've never been particularly into diplomatic protocols. My attitude is let's get on the ground and actually fix these problems. Right. But they want to do a delicate dance. The Qataris and the Pakistanis want to make sure that we do this in the right way. So I'm trying to be respectful. Given my position of the last year and a half, I have to care about diplomatic protocols all of a sudden.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There he goes. And, and this, I want to play this one more time because it's just, I love how just seamlessly Jared and Steve come out of these people's mouths.
Do you have any immediate plans to join Jared and Steve?
And just look at the looks on Fox News. Because to the normal person, when you say Jared and Steve, like, who the fuck are you talking about? Jared Fogle from Subway, the pedophile? Jared who? But they're talking about Jared Kushner. And I don't even know who the Steve is. Says real estate guy. That's just a glimpse into the deep state. The looks on their faces. All three of these guys are very serious when they talk about Jared and Steve. Well, you know who Jared is, Jared Kushner. The guy that's so important that he buys an entire island from a country when the people don't want him to. What else do we got? Here is Trump calling for Barack Hussein Obama to be investigated for treason.
From your perspective, who should the DOJ target as part of their investigation? What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama.
And I have to pause it real quick because we're about to talk about Trump calling Obama a traitor and being charged with treason, which I looked up. Treason can be anywhere from 5 years to death. But it's comical to talk about treason with Howard Lutnick back here. And, Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio. And who knows who all these other murderous homicidal maniacs are. There's Stephen Miller. Yeah. Absolutely hypocritical and comical to be talking about treason. Howard Lutnick alone, all of his employees were killed in the Trade Center, and he made billions of dollars off of it. He wasn't there because he had to take his kid to school. The only time he ever took his fucking kid to school was that day. He talks about it. These guys are the ones talking. So this is like how do you say that? The pot calling the kettle black.
From your perspective, who should the DOJ target as part of their investigation? What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama. He started it. And Biden was there with him, and Comey was there, and Clapper, the whole group was there. Brennan, they were all there in a room. Right here, this was the room. This is much more.
So, I'm sorry to keep pausing this. I hate when people pause videos. Trump is such a jerk off. He's such a narcissist that we can't talk about why Obama is a traitor and committed treason yet. We have to rant about how much better his decorating skills are than the previous administrations. So we have to bear through this first.
more beautiful than it was then, but that's okay. I have nice pictures up that came out of the vaults. They were in there for 100 years. This is much more beautiful. We have the Declaration of Independence now in the room, which wasn't here. I guess people didn't feel too good about putting it here, but I do. But you know what? If you look at those papers, they have a stone cold, and it was President Obama. It wasn't lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they look. He's guilty. It's not a question. You know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries. You've seen some pretty rough countries. This man has seen some pretty rough countries, but you've never seen anything like it.
From your perspective.
Yeah. And he is just too much, right, Patty? So funny. This is much more beautiful, right? He just goes off on a tangent. Oh, yeah, the guy, how come that is so overlooked, Lutnick? Yeah, you know, and he lived right now. He was Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor, lied about being, I mean, it's so obvious. You know what I mean? It's so obvious who's who, you know, I mean, and why we never get the Epstein files released. And, you know what I mean? Deep state actors that were just put there. These guys are put in place by the people that really run the government. Which is one of the reasons why I think Charlie Kirk was killed too, is because I played the video, but I can't find it. He brought up 4 women, 4 Jewish women. He goes, this is really Washington, D.C. He goes, these women represent permanent Washington, D.C. This is what the deep state looks like. One of them worked for, was like an editor, the editor-chief for, can't remember what, Access or something. You know, just like people you don't know. You know what I mean? And they don't like to be talked about. That's the guy that owned the World Trade Center, right? No, Howard Lutnick was Larry Silverstein, the Jewish Zionist. He's the one that owned the trade centers, and he was just given them. You know, if you hear the story, it's like, oh, hey, my friend said there was an opportunity to buy this building, and blah blah blah. It's just the whole thing was a setup. He bought the building, took out the insurance policy, and the thing is he got paid big money because not only did he took out the terrorist insurance policy, he got paid on both towers separately. And Howard Lutnick occupied one of the floors way up there, the 100 and something floor. I think he had a few floors, like 700 employees. All of them died except him. Even his brother, I believe. What's up, Nick? Yeah, Silverstein. And but Lutnick, he had like I don't know what his whole thing was, insurance, what he had going on. But he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He lied. He said he only met him one time. He went into details about how his wife and him walked into the room and he had into Epstein's house, and he had a massage table in the middle of the living room. And that freaked out Howard Lutnick, and he never talked to him again, basically, is how the story went. Until they found out he went to the island. Like, oh, wait a minute. And you took your kids too? Oh, well, we just went on we were cruising in the Caribbean, and then we just had an opportunity to go fucking rock hunting or some bullshit, he said, on the island. We all came back, even my kids, we came back, nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened to you, but what about the other hundreds of thousands of kids? Anyway, this is just this picture. If a picture was worth 1,000 words right here, I mean, my God. it's worth this picture. You could literally, I mean, it's worth way more than that. Millions of words. Stephen Miller alone and his Jewish handler wife, Zionist handler wife, Katie Miller, with her podcast. It's just wild. Wild picture. Look at Marco Rubio, possible president. This dude gives me fucking serious creeps. He's like Mike Johnson. They seem perfectly normal on the surface. "20 days before Charlie Kirk was murdered."
That there is a corner of the internet of people that want to point and blame the Jews for all their problems. Everybody, this is demonic and it's from the pit of hell, and it should not be tolerated, period. But it goes to a deeper, more structural problem of an entire generation that has economic resentment. They don't own anything. They're not getting married. They're not having children. They're depressed. They're anxious. They're staring at their screens all day long. And if all of a sudden your extrapolation of all that is, well, it's the Jews' fault, that is sloppy and shallow thinking. And not only that, they say, oh, it's the Jews' fault. Okay, let's kind of play this out. Well, tuberculosis, that used to kill about 1 billion people. You know, it's a group of Jewish scientists that came up with the antibiotic that cured tuberculosis. How about CPR, the MRI machine? You know, there's over 500 million lives that were saved over the last 50 years because of people that were Jewish scientists that were working on things. They'll never say thank you to the Jews, but they'll always say shame on the Jews. It's weird how that works. And finally, they always blame the Jews for stuff. Jewish people are an ethnicity. So therefore, definitionally, you have people that are secular, Orthodox, religious, that are all over the spectrum. You're trying to blame an entire ethnicity for a singular problem. Hold on, let's take a step back here. Instead of that, what could you possibly do in your own personal life to improve your own state of being? If you are blaming 0.02% of the world's population for all of your problems, that is not going to be good for your soul. It's not good for your psychology. It's not good for your future in any way, shape, or form. And so I would just say this, that any young person that goes into this hyper online brain rot, you are serving yourself over to your own demise. You are serving yourself into a suicide mission that will not make you happier and not make you healthier. Instead, here's what your attitude should be. Your attitude should be like, I can't own stuff. I got it. Can't own a home. That not getting married. I don't know who to date. Instead, wow, the challenges are immense. I'm going to now overcome all those challenges and go on an adventure. I'm going to prove everyone wrong. I'm now not going to be a victim. I'm going to be a victor. I'm going to dig deep. This is still a great country. This is a free country. I'm going to use my agency. I'm going to use my ability. And I'm not just going to go point in the corner and be like, I'm overweight because of the Jews. Women don't want to date me because of the Jews. How about this? As Jordan Peterson would say, sit up straight with your shoulders back, follow the rules for life, make yourself interesting, learn something new every single day, and instead of pointing at a small group of people and engaging in this brain rot, become a better person. You'll be a happier and healthier, more joyful and productive person because of it.
It's funny because this video was sponsored by Zionism for Teens. So they took that video and ran with it. Grateful. We were just talking about the crazy guy running for Colorado office. He's still in the running. Victor Marx. Yes. Yeah. Charlie was a great speaker. A little out of context because, you know, obviously he's preaching to the choir right there. Like those are all his donors, his Jewish donors, his Zionist donors he's talking to. And that was 20 days before he was executed. So did something happen in those 20 days when he started to pivot away from that got him killed so quickly? It sounds like they're, you know, but at some point, you know, like that whole thing is just taken out of context. Like nobody, including me, is waking up going, "Oh man, I hate that 0.2% group of people." And you know, it's like straw man. You know, we know who's responsible for fucking us over. We don't know their names, we don't know their faces, but we know. We're not blaming people that aren't responsible. We're not blaming anybody out there because of their religion. That doesn't even register. That's not part of the equation. They want to gaslight us. Oh, you hate people because I don't even know what the fuck Jewish means. I have zero clue. None. Not one. Call me an idiot, call me ignorant, call me whatever you want. I don't know what that is, what Jewish is. I have no fucking clue, nor do I ever care to know. I don't care. And I also don't hate people that are Jewish. You know, you want to be Jewish. And here's something else I don't know. I don't know the difference between being a Catholic and a Protestant. I don't know what Balvary Captus means. I don't even know what getting baptized means other than they fucking dunk you in the water. That's all I know. I have no clue. Nor do I care. That's just me personally. I do not care. So for them to say, oh, you hate people because they're no, the fuck we don't. We hate the people that are responsible for fucking us over and lying to us. They just happen to be Jewish Zionists, you know, and they use that as a cover because it's a shield of people that get blamed before we get to the root of the evil. You know, they use that, you know, as collateral damage, you know, a buffer zone to shield the evildoers from, you know, getting the blame. So that's the facts. You know what I mean? It's like and you can use the word hate or whatever. It's not even hate is not the right word to use. You know, we just want that shit to stop. And we know the game. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, but you don't know. You know what the game is, you know, okay, we got these people that fucking hide in the cracks and crevices and, you know, prop up all these fucking puppets and fucking illusions out there for us to fucking point our finger at so they don't ever get fucking really blamed. Meanwhile, they're on their yachts and their fucking castles or the fuck they're at, their UFOs. You know what I mean? That's how it works. We know what it is. Exactly, Patty. That is what it's all about. You know, we're complaining and they hear us, you know, and that's why all of a sudden one day they have to fucking pivot. You know, it's like, God damn it. The American people are not buying our bullshit, you know, that, and they'll never admit to that, but they hear this. This is what they need more of. They need more of the Candaces and the complaint departments. All of us just like, fuck you. We don't want Victor Marx. We don't want fucking, you know, Marco Rubio. We don't want more of the same bullshit. We want you guys to just do the right thing, you know? We don't need a fucking stimulus check, but it would be nice if the gas prices weren't $6 a gallon, you know? I think that the rich people should pay for gas for like the next 20 years to fucking, you know, somehow they got to redistribute that money, the fucking trillions of dollars they have locked up, you know? I have a video from Jeff Bezos. So I'm gonna play that real quick because it kind of talks a little bit about. Hold on here.
But I want to make one more point here, which I think is really important. Even though I'm going to give away the majority of my wealth, if I do my job right, the value to society and civilization from my for-profit companies will be much, much larger than the good that I do with my charitable giving. And I think this is an important point to make because people forget, or they sometimes don't see that when you create something like Amazon and you're saving, I get letters from new mothers all the time that say, like, I have no idea what I would be doing right now if I didn't have Amazon. Thank you. Or what we did in the pandemic when people could really see what an essential service we provided to them. And so, this is, Amazon creates tremendous value. And by the way, all companies are creating value of some kind. That's why people are voluntarily giving them money. Right. Nobody is forcing somebody to use a particular product. You're choosing to do it because that product is giving you value. And so if you create a company, Blue Origin will create tremendous value for the world. Prometheus will create tremendous value for the world. And Amazon has already created tremendous value for the world. And I hope it will.
I'm going to stop it there. So basically he's saying that, even though he plans on giving away all his money, whatever that means, that his for-profit companies are far more valuable. I mean, obviously Amazon is, we wouldn't want to take Amazon away. I wouldn't. But at the same time, the way Amazon got to where it's at, and just the business model of buying up all the little guys along the way is not good. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the target. That's what everybody tells me is like, oh, that's your goal, is to create something and get Walmart to pick it up. I don't have that in me. I don't want Walmart to have my product. And I know it'd be a shit ton of money. But I'm just not built that way. I don't want to be part of the problem. If this train just fucking, falls off the tracks when I die, so be it. I don't care. If my granddaughter or one of my kids want to pick it up, that's great. It's not even much of a business now, but I'm not living every day like, oh my God, I hope Walmart calls me. Fuck that shit. That's the problem, because we have 5 people that own everything now. And there's no such thing as small business anymore. It's just all fucking bullshit. Walmart has almost turned into Amazon. You can really buy anything. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they are, that's their, Amazon's probably competition, right, at Walmart. That and Alibaba, maybe. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, let me get back here. What else we got? Happy Dad Day exclusive first of my brand new single. Here just for my old school Twitter. I have no idea what the fuck he is saying. I hope you enjoy this little vid made by Philip the artist during the recording of What Am I Here For? Available 6/22 everywhere. And Corey Feldman, he's part of our childhood. Goonies and all the movies and stuff he was in. The Lost Boys, Fast and Furious. But what has he become?
What am I doing here? Do I even matter? What is my purpose here? Should I just keep on getting done? How'd I end up in this place? What purpose do I serve? Oh, I never seem to get anywhere. Sometimes I feel just like going away.
I mean, there's something there that I want to say about it, because I like Corey Feldman, and I know he got fucked over by by Hollywood and all the pedophiles and stuff. But I just feel like there's no, he's not trying hard enough. Like, what is this? Is this just a novelty? You know what I mean? Like, if you have talent, let's see the fucking talent, dude. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. It's weird. Trevor Whitman, man, this guy, he's about to get fucking paid. This is Justin Gaethje's coach, Rose Namajunas' coach. He was also, can't remember his name now. Anyway, he designed a glove, and he's looking for $100 million for the glove, and they're going to get it. They're going to get paid because that's how good his glove is. The UFC wants it, but they weren't willing to pay him $100 million, but they still want the glove.
So Hunter reached out to me 4 weeks ago, and said he wanted to ignite conversation again. So we'll see where that goes. They did the right thing and tried to make what we had spoke about. We had an NDA, and we had a 5-year, and they moved it to a 2-year. Took a lot of great notes, and I'm very grateful to be a part of those, because they did go out there and use a lot of the ideas that I had, but they just couldn't do it to the level that I could do it.
You got gloves? Of course you did. Of course you did. They're my favorite. The difference between Trevor's gloves and everybody else's gloves, one of the big differences, let's see how they're curved, folks.
It looks like a hand.
The regular gloves from the UFC are not. They're straight, just like this. So these gloves promote a natural punching position. Look, and then when you put them on, they're damn near perfect. The padding is amazing. They're fantastic to hit the bag with. They're just fucking awesome. Look what they promote.
Relax.
So my hand is totally dead relaxed, and it promotes a closed fist position. He's doing the internal strapping right now.
This strap is coming from over here, so that's going to pull this in.
Mhm.
As you notice, we got pad on the side, so there's no all the other gloves. The pad
Right.
So coming down on a single knuckle, but again, this strap is going to really seal you in.
Oh yeah.
And then this one.
Oh, this is fucking
Like I said,
fantastic.
I've been-
Oh my God, you don't even need hand wraps.
That's it.
This is so superior
Yeah.
to the UFC gloves.
They're
I mean,
sweet.
the fact that this isn't being used by the UFC right now is fucking
We're
criminal.
gonna get it done.
I hope
And,
so.
Hey, and you
I've
know
been
what?
trying so hard.
I stepped away from like the business part. I'm the visionary now, so I got
Nice.
right people that know how to make deals. So
Good.
it's right. And
Yeah, I absolutely love that, because I mean that's an American invention, and it's so good that the powers to be can't say no to it. They need it. It's that good, Pretty cool. So I hope he gets paid, because they need that glove. Tim Dillon exposes a massive Trump administration cover-up.
It's like when I had dinner with Vance, I said, just release everything. I'm a podcaster. I have no real power, but just release everything. Release every file you have. Release everything. They've not done that. But that's the only way. That's the only way that you can wash your hands of this. You release everything. You commission an independent investigation. You have Ghislaine Maxwell testify, all this stuff. You got to do it. If you don't do it, you'll be inherently suspect forever. It's just what it is. It's maximum transparency, or you're suspect forever. And then there's no amount of UFC fights on the White House lawn. There's no amount of fireworks, and there's no amount of military flyovers you can do that are going to satisfy people, because everybody's going to go, you are participating in a cover-up of the worst crime imaginable. It's like when I had dinner with Van.
Gotta love Tim Dillon's take. Sorry, my mind kind of drifted off there. I didn't really pay attention to what he was saying. Just thinking about strawberries, believe it or not. FBI allegedly sitting on additional doorbell cam footage showing Charlie Kirk's patsy with a female accomplice and a getaway. At this point, I mean, we can't even believe any of the fucking videos or any of this bullshit anymore. I mean, if it ain't coming out of Candace's mouth, I don't even want to hear it. Anna Kasparian exposes Marco Rubio's. She confirms the U.S. Secretary of State is Israel's boy and will obediently do the Zionist regime's bidding. Well, we already know that's a fact.
Okay, Marco Rubio, he knows what that means. And I mean what I'm saying entirely about who he really is. And she tags him because she knows Marco Rubio is Israel's boy. Okay, as Secretary of State, he will do Israel's bidding. And if I, have someone in my crosshairs, if I want someone investigated, he'll be a good boy and do as he's told. That's what she's saying here. And in every post where she's targeting someone, she goes ahead and tags Marco Rubio to ensure that he gets on the case immediately.
So if you vote for Marco Rubio, you're going to get Trump times 1,000 when he's pro-Israel. And if you vote for J.D. Vance, you get Peter Thiel and the social credit score police state, surveillance state. So, I mean, that's the GOP. This lady talking about Erika Kirk and her I love you symbols, a pageantry thing. Kind of an interesting story. I'm going to skip that. This one, Todd Bryant, which used to be Will Ferrell's stunt double, was fired by him for refusing to get the vaccination. And now you look at, these people in Hollywood are just fucking, it's crazy town. Does he look healthy? Obviously he's on Ozempic or some weird fucking shit now. Good luck with that, Will Ferrell. Fired his stunt double for not getting the vaccine. This guy is right at the Charlie Kirk assassination. I mean, this is how weird the world is today. Is this AI or is this real? This is like right when Charlie got shot, and this guy is like, follow me for more content.
It's your boy out on TikTok. There was just a gunshot at Charlie Kirk. We're in Utah. There's a gunfire. This is not a joke. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. It's your boy out on TikTok. There was just a gunfire in Utah. This is not a drill. There is a gunfire in Utah. Shots fired here in Utah. This is not a joke. Charlie Kirk, outer TikTok, Mormon Central, Utah. There was a gun that just fired off here at Charlie Kirk. I am not playing with y'all. Hey, make sure you go to church on Sunday. Read the Book of Mormon. This is not a drill. I'm not playing with y'all. Hey, Jesus is Lord. Jesus will protect you. Jesus is your savior, but I'm not even lying. Make sure you subscribe to Outer TikTok on Instagram.
I mean, you got to be joking me. Like, what did we just watch there, Unbelievable. Is that even real? Is somebody really saying subscribe to me on TikTok during the Charlie Kirk shooting? Is that what we just seen? I got one last video here. Erika is a puppet to Blake Neff. I think I'm going to skip that one, guys. I am going to get a move on. I got work to do before I go out today. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Grateful, Patty, Gooch, Nick, Bambi, Sven was here. Everybody that was here. Happy Father's Day, Single Mother's Day. Everybody have a great day, and we will talk to you all soon.